Welcome to the tutorial on Python. In this tutorial, I'll be covering the basic concepts in Python so that it is helpful for the absolute beginners as well as for the people who are preparing for their interviews. Okay, let's get into the introduction part. What is Python? Python is a very high-level, interpreted, dynamically typed, cross-platform and object-oriented language. Okay, so let's see what do you mean by a high-level language. High-level language is like it's more user-friendly. I mean the humans or the users can easily understand the language. So the syntax will be like basic English so that the users can easily understand. If you take the low level languages, it is very machine friendly. We can say it is very machine friendly, but for the users it's difficult to understand because we have to deal with the binaries or hexacodes. It's like we have to deal with the opcodes. So it's extremely difficult for the humans to understand basically. Okay, that's all about the high level programming languages. And next thing is Python is interpreted. So in order to understand this concept, we need to have some understanding about the compilers and interpreters. Okay, so let's see the difference between a compiler and interpreter. So if you take a compiler, it will take the source code as a whole and it will convert the source code into something called as object code. Then that object code will be executed and it will produce the corresponding output. But if you take the interpreter, it will take the source code line by line. It will not take as a whole, but it will take line by line and it will execute. So this is the basic difference between an interpreter and a compiler. So Python is an interpreted language, and languages like Java, C++, these are compiled languages. They use the compilers. Okay, whereas languages like Perl, Python, Ruby, these are all interpreted languages. Okay, so this is the basic difference between interpreted and compiled language. And next thing is Python is a dynamically typed language. So to understand this one, we need to see the difference between a dynamically typed and a statically typed language. So let's say in a statically typed language like C++ or Java, in order to define a variable, let's say I want to define a variable x and I want to assign some integer value to that. First, I need to declare that variable. Like if you see the first line here, I'm declaring int x. So I'm declaring as well as I'm specifying the data type of that variable x. And in the next line, I'm assigning the value 10 to that variable. So I'm assigning x equal to 10. So this is perfectly all right. But if I go to the line number 3, x equal to hello, like I'm assigning a string value to this particular variable, but the compiler will throw an error because we have defined x as an integer, but now we are assigning a string value. So we will, I mean, the compiler will throw this error like some mismatch, data type mismatch. Okay, so this is about the static typing, the statically typed language. Like first we need to declare the variable and we need to specify the variable type. And if we assign something else, like if we assign a string value or float value to integer variable, then it will throw some error. But if we take a dynamic language, here we don't need to declare the variable as well as we don't need to specify the data type as well. Here if you see the second part, the dynamic one, I'm just using the variable x equal to 100. That means I'm just using the variable x and I'm assigning an integer value. Here I have not declared that variable and I have not specified the data type as well. I'm just straight away using the variable x and I am assigning something. And in the second line you can see I am reassigning the value hello, that is the string value to the variable x. Here it will not throw any error because that's all about the dynamic thing. Everything will be executed in the runtime. But in case of static, it it will throw error while doing the compilation part. So that's the basic difference between the statically typed and dynamically typed language. So Python comes under dynamically typed language, whereas C, C++, these are statically typed. Okay. So next thing is Python is cross-platform. That means you can write the code one time and you can run the code in any platform or any machine. Like for example, maybe you can develop a project in a Windows platform. After developing that, you can straight away deploy that in Linux, Mac, or any platform. There is no need to change your source code. Okay, but certain things need to be handled properly, like the OS path and other things. I will explain these things later in this tutorial. But as of now, you can consider like Python is a cross-platform language. That means you can write the code and run it in any platform. No change is needed in the source code. And last thing is Python is a object-oriented language. That means it is supporting the OOPS paradigm. So we call this as object-oriented language. Okay, so it's just like Java or any other object-oriented language. It can support the OOPS concepts. Okay, and next thing is the applications of Python. So these are all the fields or areas where Python is predominantly used. In the earlier stage, Python is predominantly used in the system administration, like how the shell scripts, Perl scripts are used. Python was used for the system administration uh, space more predominantly. After that, it was used in networking and web development. And recently, we have very well growth in the data science and data engineering field. So Python has a very rich library for data science and data engineering related stuff. So we have a lot of people supporting these type of libraries and modules. So Python is heavily used in this data science and data engineering area. And other than this, it's used for game development and so many purposes where Python is used. Okay, so these are some of the areas I have listed. But due to the boom in data science and data engineering, Python is more widely used in recent days. These are some of the Python distributions currently available. But out of these distributions, Anaconda is the famous one because it has a lot of inbuilt IDEs like Spider or Jupyter, so that we can easily work with the IDEs and do our development process. There is no need to install any IDEs externally. By default, it's coming with some inbuilt IDEs, as well as it has some inbuilt Python modules for data science like NumPy and NumPy, SciPy. So these packages are coming along with Anaconda. So this is mainly used in the data science or data engineering related projects. Okay, so that's all about the introduction part. Like we have covered what is Python and what type of language it is, and where Python is used, and we have seen the distributions, various distributions of Python. And now we are going to discuss about how to install Anaconda in our system step by step. Okay, so let's go to the Google. We can type Anaconda. Okay, so it will directly take us to the download page. So you can Anaconda from here, from here, from here. Maybe you can, if you click, it will start the downloader. But I have actually downloaded it, so I am just canceling it because I don't want to download it again. So if I go to downloads, I have the Anaconda downloaded. So it's around 1 GB. Okay, so if I click this, it will open the installation console. Okay, so you can just check the basic things, and you can select whatever is suitable for you, and then you can select the installation path, and then you can just give install. It will take some time because the package size is more, so it will take some time. So let's wait for some time. Once it completes the installation, we will resume. The installation has completed now, so we can finally give finish. Now we can go to start. You can type Anaconda. Yeah, so the main console is open. So here we can see the IDs like we have the Jupyter and Spider. So in this tutorial I'll be using Spider. So I'm just giving a launch here. Yeah, so finally we have launched the Spider IDE. Okay, yeah, that's all about the installation part. So in the next video we will see how to write a basic program in Python and how to compile.